Hi, Jim here. So I said I would make a video someday of how I make my frames. So example, so I just went and got these pieces of wood at Lowe's. Just it's like scrap stuff that they just kind of have in a section inside Lowe's. Well, this one did anyway. So I got a number of these, and then I just strip them down to make the frames. So I've got, then I also made these. Cut that little strip there so that, if you ever get those wax, those frames, you can put them inside so they fit. So if I wanted to buy like a box of 100 or something, so I'll just put some of those panels in there, cone panels. So I went ahead and drilled holes in all those, just so that option is available. And so these will fit perfect in my hive. And so you can do that with all kinds of scrap wood as long as you start out with a workable dimension. Here's the sidebars, and as long as you have a workable dimension to start with, you can take any old piece of wood, clean it up, cut the bad parts off, in the strips, and you'll end up with decent stuff. And what I do is I make like a bunch of extra frames. Once I start making them, I'll make a bunch of extra, and that way I just have them on hand for emergencies, or say for example I need to do something with some frames, and I need to put some in there, and then a hive in the meantime. Maybe I want to extract some honey, and it's going to take a while when I get some other new frames in there. So I try to keep about 10 to a dozen or so just frames laying around. And so right now I don't have any frames for my hives. I went from one hive in April 1st to 5, caught three swarms. And so wasn't ready for that big of a quick of a I'm just in just my backyard. Got neighbors all around me, right next, real close, and I didn't anticipate catching them that fast. So I just kind of make them as I'm getting close, because I like to do is keep 2 hives with all the frames and everything handy at all times, empty, ready to go in case catch a swarm. But caught 3 of them real fast, and they took all my frames and all my. I got 1 box left, but I'm getting ready to put that. It's a brood box. I'm getting ready to put that on the swarm I just caught. So I'll have no more hive boxes, no more broods, no supers. So I need to go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and see if I can find some 3/4 inch pieces. I only need little pieces, like little Reese's pieces. Yeah, something like you got this 3/4 inch wood here, and this would make a nice super box. Well, beginning piece, right? Yeah, the dimensions are already pretty much in the ballpark for at least one side. Gotta start somewhere, and so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using wood glue, and then I'll be gluing all these pieces in, and then I'll take my air gun, staple gun, and tack those in so that when the glue dries, along with the staples, it'll be a really sturdy frame, pretty tight. I don't let the wood glue dry. So what I do is I'll put the wood glue on real quick, have my staple gun, it's all ready to click the switch, and I'll hit these when the wood glue is still wet, and that just snugs it right in there, and yeah, pretty secure. And so there you go. So you can just take any old piece of wood. You'd be surprised even though a piece of wood looks nasty on the outside, you trim it up a little bit, and it can look like it just came out of the store, right? It's cleaner as you go in. Right? That oxidation, that gray look, yeah, that can be cleaned right up. I take my 6-foot fence, and when it starts to get gray, I take a power sprayer to it, and they look almost brand new, even if it's 20 years old. Just and it just cleans that surface, and it looks like pretty much new fishing, maybe a year old or if that. And so, okay, that's kind of it. Just a little demonstration on how to make your own gear. And you can make them different dimensions. I don't make them all the frames the same dimensions. I just kind of look at the wood I got and I go, yeah, I'll make that 1/4 more or quarter less. But I'll do a whole bunch of them with those dimensions. And just as long as it's in the ballpark, because you want these top bars, because those combs, they get kind of thick. So you want these maybe even 1.5 inches wide. Right, so you can get that, because they're packing on both sides, this side and this side of honey, and or brood and drones. And so it went about it. Yeah. So I made mine 1.25 inches, because I knew I was going to get more strips out of that piece of wood. So I made all these using this one piece of wood here. Well, I had a couple of them. So using this one piece of wood, I broke it all down and made these. All of these right here. And I got a few more left, so yeah, I can make some more frames. And so please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, leave a comment, click the like. And I'm going to be making some bottom screen boards and some dividing sections, and sometimes we want to put some food somewhere in there. We want a little divider. Or, sometimes we want to put 2 hives together. You need a double screen board. That way they don't kill each other. Yeah, so I'll make some demonstrations how I build mine, all out of scrap wood. But I did have to buy the screen. I bought a 100-foot roll. It was cheaper than buying. I'm like, now I need another little section. No, I just bought the 100-foot roll. Called it a day. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Yeah. Good day. Bye now. Yeah.